opioid phone. It's easy to get caught up with the numbers when it comes to the opioid epidemic. We talk about it a lot, but we also know it's about real people. It's about lives lost, about families devastated. And this new memorial, it's called Prescribed to Death. It opens in our nation's capital today. And the Now's Chris Welch is here with a look at its message, putting a face on the crisis.
These are the names of the opioid epidemic.
We're losing a whole generation of people.
But these are the faces. Don't see them? Look a little closer. They're individual likenesses.
You see some with hair and
modeled from real people.
Some that are smiling, some that aren't.
Who died from an overdose.
They're all unique individuals.
They're carved by a 3D printer on 22,000 pills. That's the number of opioid deaths in the United States each year.
So much pain.
It's part of an exhibit from the nonprofit National Safety Council.
So I know your son's face is up here. Have you spent any time looking for Davis?
I have, and I haven't found him, but I know he's here.
I would like everyone to take one last walk with me down memory lane and remember how great our time was.
More than a name.
He was junior class president, senior class president.
More than a face. Missy Owen says her son Davis was a gifted kid, but he just had trouble.
He was one of those that his brain just kept going and going and going.
Trouble sleeping when he was stressed.
So one night he got up and went to the medicine cabinet looking for something to help him sleep.
What he found? An old leftover Vicodin prescription. What that turned into? A heroin addiction, which led to an overdose 2 years later. He was only 20 years old.
He'd never not come home. So I knew when he didn't come home that night, I knew he was gone. I knew I'd never see him again.
Missy and her family started the Davis Direction Foundation, and she's now helping former addicts who've become sober stay that way. She hopes an exhibit like this opens people's eyes to the magnitude of the problem.
What goes through your mind when you look at 22,000 white pills?
22,000 families that learn to live differently, learn their new normal, and learn to live without someone that they loved and cared for deeply.
You have to put a face on the statistics in order for people to really relate to it.
The National Safety Council's Maureen Vogel says an exhibit like this can humanize the problem.
This is a memorial. It's a place to come and reflect and to remember the people who have passed away.
But it's also a place to educate. Missy Owen hopes we've seen the worst of the epidemic and that soon this machine will have no more faces to print.
Do you think this is a turning point?
It's gotta be. It has to be a turning point.
Reporting for The Now in Atlanta, I'm Chris Welch.
A story that definitely